Imagine going back 30,000 years into the past. The Earth was a completely different place. There were no modern cities, no highways, no machines, and no comfortable homes. Humans lived in small groups, moving from one place to another in search of food and safety. Every sunrise brought a new challenge, and every night carried the fear of what might be hiding in the darkness. This was the world of ancient humans. They were surrounded by enormous challenges. The weather was harsh, winters were freezing, and dangerous animals ruled the wilderness. Giant predators such as cave lions, massive bears, and powerful wolves were part of everyday life. Humans were intelligent, but they were not the strongest creatures on Earth. They had no sharp claws, no thick fur, and no incredible speed. Their greatest weapon was their ability to work together. But thousands of years ago, something happened that would completely change human survival forever. A creature that once competed with humans for food slowly became their closest companion. A wild hunter from the forests and grasslands began walking beside humans, protecting them, helping them, and eventually becoming a member of their families. That creature was the ancestor of the modern dog. The story of dogs does not begin with a cute puppy sitting beside a human family. It begins with a dangerous wild predator, the wolf. Long before dogs existed, wolves and humans lived in the same landscapes. Both species were hunters, both depended on teamwork. Both were intelligent enough to understand their environment and cooperate with their own groups. At first, humans and wolves were rivals. They hunted some of the same animals, searched for the same resources, and competed for survival. A wolf pack could be dangerous, and early humans had to be careful whenever they encountered them. But nature is full of unexpected connections. Some wolves were different from others. Instead of being aggressive and avoiding humans, these calmer wolves started coming closer to human camps. They were attracted by leftover pieces of meat and food waste left behind after human hunts. At first, humans may have simply tolerated their presence. These wolves stayed at a distance, watching the humans around their fires. They learned that being near humans could provide an easy source of food, and humans slowly discovered that these less aggressive wolves could actually be useful. The wolves had abilities that humans did not have. Their sense of smell was thousands of times stronger than ours. They could hear sounds from far away. They could detect approaching danger. They could follow the movement of animals that humans struggled to find. A partnership began to form. Over many generations, the relationship between humans and these wolves became stronger. The wolves that were friendlier towards humans had a better chance of surviving because they received food and protection. Humans also benefited because these animals helped them hunt and stay safe. Slowly, evolution began changing them. The wild and fearful wolf started transforming into a more social and human-friendly animal. Their behavior changed first. They became less aggressive and more comfortable around people. Over thousands of years, their physical appearance also began to change. Their faces became smaller, their ears changed shape, their bodies became different from their wild ancestors. They developed a special ability to understand human emotions and movements. They were no longer just wolves. They were the first dogs. The arrival of dogs was one of the most important moments in human history. Unlike many other animals that humans later domesticated for farming or transportation, dogs became our companions before humans even created permanent settlements. They were not simply tools, they were partners. When ancient humans went hunting, dogs helped them track animals across huge landscapes. A human hunter might miss the signs of an animal, but a dog could follow a scent trail that was invisible to human eyes. When humans rested at night, dogs stayed alert. Their hearing and instincts helped warn people about approaching predators or enemy groups. During the freezing nights of the Ice Age, dogs provided warmth and comfort. They became companions during some of the hardest moments humans ever experienced. But perhaps the greatest gift dogs gave humans was not physical help. It was friendship. For the first time, humans formed a deep emotional bond with another species. They cared for animals not only because they were useful, but because they became important members of their social world. Archaeological discoveries show that ancient humans sometimes buried dogs with care and respect. This suggests that thousands of years ago, people already felt a strong connection with these animals. The relationship between humans and dogs continued to grow as human civilization developed. When humans began farming, dogs stayed by their side. When humans created villages, dogs protected them. When humans explored new lands, dogs traveled with them. They crossed mountains, forests, and oceans together. Dogs became part of human stories, myths, cultures, and traditions. Different civilizations around the world developed their own relationships with dogs. Some used them for hunting, some for protection, and some simply valued their companionship. From the smallest village to the greatest cities, the bond remained. Today, there are hundreds of different dog breeds around the world. Some are trained for rescue missions, some help people with disabilities, some work with police and scientists, and many simply bring happiness to families. But behind every modern dog is an ancient story, a story that began when a curious wolf approached a human camp thousands of years ago. A story about two completely different species that discovered they were stronger together. Humans gave dogs food and protection. Dogs gave humans loyalty, friendship, and help in a dangerous world. Their relationships survived ice ages, climate changes, migrations, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Before humans built pyramids, before they created kingdoms, and before they developed advanced technology, they already had a companion walking beside them. The dog was humanity's first animal friend. Not because humans controlled them, but because humans and dogs learned to trust each other. And after 30,000 years, that ancient friendship is still alive. Every time a dog looks at a human with loyalty and affection, it carries a connection that began in the distant past, a connection that changed the history of both species forever. Because the story of humans is not only the story of what we created, it is also the story of who stood beside us when we were still trying to survive. And the first one to stand beside us was the dog.